Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 79, and we're talking a summer full of games. That's right, it's June, and it is jam-packed with various game conventions that aren't E3, let's call them. It's the summer of not E3. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey guys, what's up?
And Mike's with us. Maybe.
You guys can hear me?
Oh, I do now.
Mm-hmm. I think it was just the what you said.
Huh.
Cut
Well,
out.
hey.
He's with us, I promise.
What I said.
It's the summer of not E3 and the summer of not Mike. So yeah, we are talking all about the presentations that are coming up in June in the world of gaming. Primarily on June 2nd, we have PlayStation State of Play. So this is going to mostly focus on that. Before we get to that, I did want to mention IGN has their Summer of Gaming. It's basically a whole week of gaming-related items that they're going to be covering, and we're going to be watching a lot of this. This is going to coincide with the Bethesda Xbox Showcase and Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, so it's all kind of wrapped up into one weird package, and I might as well start with giving out the schedule. So starting Monday, June 6th, it's back again. You remember it from last year. Netflix Geeked Week is starting. Day one is going to cover series. It looks like they're breaking it down into a little more specific package. Last year it was their first year and it was a little scattershot. But day one, June 6th, Netflix Geeked Week is all about the series. Day two on June 7th of Netflix Geek Week is all about film. Day three, June 8th, Wednesday, is Netflix Geek Week Day 3 Animation. Also, Black Voices in Gaming is another presentation by IGN that day. On Thursday, June 9th, this is Summer Game Fest. So this is Jeff Keighley's big, not E3 presentation. We will be anxiously awaiting this, watching it, absorbing it,
F3.
and yes, we will get tons of reactions. We'll make some predictions ahead of time. So, Summer Game Fest, Thursday, June 9th. Also, we're getting an Upload VR showcase for all you VR fans out there, and that'll be day 4 of Netflix Geek Week, all about Stranger Things. Friday, June 9th. Yeah, Stranger Things. Everyone loves them. They're strange. They're things. Friday, June 10th, IGN Expo. This is IGN's not E3 presentation, so we'll see what we get in the world of gaming there. This will be day 5 of Netflix Geek Week, if you can believe it. This is all about games. Netflix is jumping into the gaming space. We also get the Tribeca Games Spotlight and the Freedom Games Showcase as well on Friday, June 10th. Saturday, June 11th, Guerrilla Collective Showcase, Wholesome Games Direct, Future of Play Direct, and NetEast Games live stream. So there's going to be stuff. We'll see if it's any good. Saturday, June 11th.
That's a lot.
The big one for me, kind of wrapping this all up, Sunday, June 12th, is the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. We're also getting the PC Gaming Show the same day, but really, Xbox and Bethesda got to show us some stuff. They've had some big delays. Starfield was supposed to come out 11/11/22. It's not. Redfall was supposed to come out at some point this year. It's not. We still don't have a date on the co-op version of Halo Infinite. Yeah, so Xbox got to bring it. We'll see what that is. We'll make some predictions on that on a future episode, but that's our schedule for the first basically 2 weeks of June, all starting off with PlayStation State of Play on Thursday, June 2nd. Do you guys, what are you most anticipating? Is there anything from this list? I know, Mike, probably that like day 6 or whatever of Netflix Geeked, where it's going to be nothing but Stranger Things.
I didn't listen to like half of that backlist because I started my predictions for Netflix. So sorry. There was what, like a net net fleas, you said?
Yep, net fleas. They're putting fleas on the net now.
Will they think
Sandra
of
Bullock's all in it. It's gonna be great.
I'm eager to see that Xbox show too. Definitely think Nintendo's just going to announce something within the next, like this week, maybe. They're always here in June as well. So if that happens, that would be my number one. But just all the big three here, Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. Every year, I love hearing people, different podcast predictions, stuff like that. It's so much fun. I like really doing this for Sony and coming up with some fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what your predictions are for the state of play here. Kayla, what about you? Anything kind of jump out from this list? Anything you're most excited about?
Basically, I'm here for the ride. I like to see what they are doing. I usually am not very good at so much predictions because it's really hard for me to keep all this stuff straight. Like, even when Eric and I talk about, like, okay, what am I going to expect to see PlayStation? And I got to think, like, all right, well, Hollow Knight. Who does Hollow Knight? Where would I see Hollow Knight in this collective of
Could be anywhere,
showcases?
yeah.
Right. That's what will be something I want to see. I want to see more Senua, so that'll again be later. We'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting with all of the delays and everything else. I think Jeff Keighley kind of came out recently and was like, "Hey, you'll probably like what I got here for Game Fest."
For expectations, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. He's got some great relationships with like Hideo Kojima and stuff, so maybe we'll get something wild, Death Stranding 2 or something.
No, that's for the big night. That's Game Awards. That's not. No, Kojima's not coming out for a video, fake press conference. No, he wants the live audience there.
You're
Big
probably
lights.
right.
Yeah, new stuff. I don't really see how they could have that much new stuff. At least with like quality information to give us.
Yeah. Now we'll get some dates. We'll get some whatnot.
Going to be a lot of crypto ads. A lot.
Oh no! Oh no!
Brought to you by Video Coin. Something like that.
Oh
Healing
well.
Coin. There we go. We got there.
At least we know for this first, kickoff with the PlayStation State of Play on June 2nd, we're just going to get games. I think we're going to get 30 minutes, they've said, about 30 minutes of games. They've kind of said that it's going to be some VR stuff and it's going to be mostly third party. Now, Mike, I've talked to Kayla a little bit about this. Do you think they're going to stick to just third party and VR? Or are we going to get any kind of surprises, first party stuff?
I think so. I think I certainly have, on my longer list some first party type announcements and stuff. So
sure. I broke my list down to likely, less likely, and not very likely. I put all the first party stuff in the not very likely, but it's also the stuff I'm most interested in as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I got a mix of third party and some pie in the sky.
I love it. Well, let's talk state of play. Mike, start us off. What do you want to see? What do you think's going to be there?
I'll get my kind of safest one out of the way first, I think. They're going to kind of unravel this big revamp for PlayStation Plus. It's going to be kind of not really a Game Pass. It's kind of closer to what Nintendo has, just kind of adding PlayStation 1 games, some PS2 games, PS3 games via streaming. Barf for that. And that's going to be like a tiered service. You're going to have to pay more, to get to get PlayStation Plus Extra or Premium. It's a very confusing layout for this, but with the third party kind of emphasis for this, I think we're going to get a announcement for a bunch of classic PS1 games that are going to get added to this thing, and I think we're going to see Capcom, Square, and Konami focused in this. Three big companies for with PlayStation and throughout that time. For Capcom, I think we're going to get Dino Crisis.
Ooh.
For all those Dino heads out there, been clamoring. We're going to get, that's it. That's all you're going to get is just the ability to replay it. We're going to get Mega Man Legends. Shout out to Tomas on that one. And Street Fighter Alpha 3 we're going to get.
Nice.
Konami, we're going to get Silent Hill 1, Metal Gear Solid 1, and Symphony of the Night. The three pillars for them. And Square, this one's tougher. I don't think we're going to get like 7, 8, and 9 for Final Fantasy. Those things are kind of available. They're out there. There's remakes and all that. It's tough. But I think we're going to get Tactics for you, Eric. We're going to get that. I hope we're getting Parasite Eve and Vagrant Story.
Oh, wow.
2 games I haven't played, and I want to check those out. They're kind of, in my backlog. So.
And they haven't said anything about like up-resing or doing any work on any of these older titles. It's the base titles, right?
Yeah, but we're PAL versions of these, apparently, the European versions. So
they like run at a different frame rate and stuff, right?
Yeah, everything runs slower, like music, frame rate, like every. So I hope they come and kind of clarify that stuff a bit more too, and like, hey, no, we got the normal North American versions as well coming. So that's my first one. I think that is pretty safe. I think that's going to happen. At least some of that stuff. But
yeah, they need to really. I hope they do a good job, whether it's in this showcase or in something coming up, to just explain that all better. Like, tell us what games there are going to be, what's in each tier. 3 tiers, 3 prices. It's also such a mess, and we've only gotten little snippets of like what's going to be anywhere. They've talked about like hundreds of games available, but like we've heard of a couple dozen at this point that are going to be available. So hopefully they do. Yeah, just go hard of like whatever you just named, like 9 different games. That'd be a nice start.
The worry is just how like you guys were saying with frame rates and getting them to play on the current systems sounds just kind of rough.
But it doesn't, like, people have been able to play, perfect versions of these games forever. I don't understand why Sony just doesn't care about this stuff and doesn't put in the effort. It really sucks.
Right. I think it can be done. I find all this broken down not award shows, but all these shows a little strange, and how they're all broken up, and just the placement of like, okay, so PlayStation's not really having their own big showcase, right? This is a state of play. This is something they do regularly, right?
Fairly, yeah. We get these a couple times a year. About quarterly or so state of plays.
Yeah, and this is part of my bigger issue with Sony. Is just, God, they've just been so kind of close to the vest, like really tight-lipped and kind of not saying the wrong things even when they do come out and say, like, just their messaging and stuff has just been kind of not great at all. I know they're kind of like, their leadership has bounced from Japanese leadership to, the American side now. And now they're kind of like in this European fucking phase. And sorry, I don't mean to if we have any European fans out there, it kind of sucks. It just sucks.
It gets it all jockled up, all mixed up, all not clear. Like that's you bring it up, and I really didn't even think about that. Like, I hope they do come out and just explain all that and lay it all out, and it looks nice and it's pretty, and that would be a fine 30-minute show. Sprinkle in some of indie games. It'd be nice.
You really could do 30 minutes on PlayStation Plus if you wanted to, but I don't know that that's what we're gonna get at all.
No, they don't need to do all that, but some clarification and a nice pretty bow would be nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much they push that and how much is brand new stuff. Is there anything jumping out at you, Kayla, that you're thinking for like really wanting to see, hoping to see?
I guess Silent Hill is something that I think that that could be there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Silent Hill, Bloober Team, the team that worked on the Medium, which was medium, was okay.
Yeah.
But they've got a horror game kind of track record at this point, and the Medium at least looked really good. So I think that's what a lot of people are like. It'll at least look good, probably. Silent Hill games have always kind of looked good, not really played that good. So what do you think? Oh, definitely, yeah. What do you think? You think we'll see anything Silent Hill at all, Mike?
Silent Hill is going to be at something. I think for sure. Sony, it could happen. PT was Sony years ago. That the content.
Not familiar.
Konami has said they really want to get back in the game, I guess. So maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't give Bloober Team Silent Hill. Like, I would really try to really rebound that series as best I can. PT was gonna be that, and that fell apart. So, because Silent Hill it was kind of a joke. It was really like a C-tier horror franchise by the end. There, we were getting just so many weird sequels, and it would be cool to see a Resident Evil 7 type
right. I think it's time. I mean, they do some really nice creative stuff with horror now. It has the what did I say earlier? Sets the scene.
Yeah,
I didn't say scene.
No,
they like set a vibe. Yeah. They really have like a specific thing that they could really just go off of if they could do it well. Like tone. Yes. Yeah. Like you said with Resident Evil, do that to Silent Hill and it would be good.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So I think Silent Hill. I would love for something like that. And you mentioned Capcom earlier, Mike, in the like PS Plus stuff. I'm hoping that Capcom comes hard at this state of play. Also, like we need some Village DLC, right? Resident Evil Village. That Capcom and Sony have had a great relationship on PlayStation. So I'd be real interested to see that. Capcom was on a really like tight schedule. Every spring we were getting something from like Resident Evil 7, then we had Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, and Resident Evil Village, like 4 springs in a row basically, and then we were silent this spring, all into the summer so far. Yes, Silent Hill. So I want to see something in Resident Evil, and I think Village DLC is kind of the easiest thing that we could get.
Yeah.
Capcom's going to be there. We did a Sony State of Play kind of a reaction kind of thing years ago, and I was like, man, Resident Evil 8, whatever that is, it's going to be there. And it was. Like, they've known to, I believe Resident Evil 2 Remake was shown at a Sony thing years ago. But I think it's going to be something else. I'm going to roll one of my predictions into this. Sure. There's going to be PSVR 2 stuff here. And I think this Resident Evil 4 Remake is legit. It's going to be here. And it's going to have full PSVR 2 support, similar to what's available on what is that? The Quest 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah, just like Resident Evil 7 had it with the original PSVR full support. I think this is they're going to launch this again with a cool Resident Evil title.
Wow, Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm super excited for 4 remake. Do you think they'll do it first person? No, I mean with 7 and 8 being first person, and then like if we're talking VR, that kind of works best. Do you think they'll change the perspective?
I think it'll have both. Like either, I think it'll have a full third person option for people who don't have PSVR. But if you do, it'll be very similar to that Oculus version, which is first person. So
wow, that'll be fun. I'm all for it. Maybe that would be the first VR thing. Kayla, we played some, what was that, Quest at your cousin's?
Oculus, I think.
Yeah, the Oculus Quest, yeah. And that was fun.
Played Beat Saber. It was cool.
That was cool.
I'd like to play that.
I played without my glasses, and so I couldn't see very well, but it was still really cool. It's still really, really cool. I like it. 4 remake in VR. What else for you, Kayla?
Even though they say this is going to be more of an indie thing, I'm hoping we'll get a date for God of War.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, where else would they do a God of War thing? They're not going to give that to Keighley, right? Like, Summer Games Fest isn't going to have God of War, I don't think. And then if it's supposed to be, if we feel like it's still going to be winter or, holiday season or whatever, they got to announce it. Like, we're coming up on 6 months from the hypothetical date, right?
Especially with, like, hey, we're going to be actually putting out new, like, you're going to be able to get one. There's going to be stock. You're going to be able to get a PS5 and buy God of War for Christmas. Like, I think I kind of started to say this earlier, but with the state of play for PlayStation happening now, before, like, all the big ones, they've got to have stuff that doesn't fit in there. So they're going to have this little bit of stuff, but to start it off, you're going to want to have something big to keep us wanting. Like, if you're going to have a state of play and show me a bunch of stuff that I don't know, that I don't care about, I'm going to just forget about you. You're going to want something in there that's big and memorable. I think they'll drop it.
Yeah, they don't want Game Fest to eat their lunch, and they especially don't want, if Bethesda Xbox showcases something special, they don't want that to be the thing that lingers in people's minds. I think that's a solid take. What do you think, Mike? What are the chances we get a release date for God of War?
This is so weird, because I fully, when you told me 30 minutes, it really kind of took the wind out of my sails a bit for this thing, unfortunately. I expected it to be a full kind of hour blowout, which they've done they've done great big full things like that, and it's E3 time. They know that. They know what what their fans expect, they know what Microsoft's bringing, what Nintendo's going to bring, and they're trying to split it up or something. Like, I don't know. Like, if this thing is just going to be third-party PSVR stuff, they're going to have to, like, say something about God of War. They've only been saying, yeah, it's coming out this year. Yeah, it's good. It's coming along, it's going to be great. I think that game's getting delayed. I don't know. If they're going to show a date, maybe that's why they're not. They're just kind of still on the edge of whether they're going to push that thing out this year or not. Like, I don't know. I think Xbox did the right thing, getting ahead of the Starfield stuff, the Redfall stuff, and setting expectations for this thing. Like, they had to do that, and I hope it's there. I hope it's there, but I think if it is there, it's going to come with a 2023 at the end of it.
Yeah, and that would be really deflating to have a showcase of all these cool things, and then also a delay. Like that'd be rough.
These things just keep getting bigger. There's a problem with the fucking AAA game development. Like, it just takes fucking a decade to make these games.
Going through Elden Ring, it seems like it's fucking possible. It's possible to have all of that happening.
Right.
And From is a good developer. They're very good.
So big. It's so big. It's so much.
Do you think we see Resident Evil Reverse? I think that's supposed to come in July now. I think that got a release date. That was supposed to come. It came shipped with Resident Evil Village. You could install it. I pre-installed it. I remember on my PS4, and it was supposed to be a couple months after or something, like 2 months after Village launch. They were going to launch Reverse, and then it was just radio silence for now a year, basically. At this point, supposed to release, I think next month, July at some point. You gotta remind people again, right? You gotta say. I mean, this thing exists, and maybe if they've done some extra development on it, it looked kind of real rough at the time when it was they initially showed a trailer and stuff. It looked like just that not put together. Maybe they've put an extra coat of paint on there or something.
I think that's smart, especially if it's coming out in the middle of summer and this is a summer kickoff. It's might be a huge part of it.
Capcom's been pretty much batting 1,000 almost for the last few years now and change, except for all these weird dumb multiplayer things that they're trying to do. Capcom, that ain't you. You're not that. You can do fighter, that is your multiplayer thing. You do fighting games.
Yeah.
Quit trying to do these fucking weird offshoots of Resident Evil with all this multiplayer bullshit. You guys could be making Onimusha with whatever team is doing that shit. You fuckers.
Let's do it.
Man, is that on your list? Is Onimusha an Onimusha remake or something on your list?
When you brought up this bullshit and it's fucking the spirits, they come out when I hear about the dumb stuff that Capcom tries to do. But
you mentioned Capcom and fighters, Street Fighter 6, right? We're getting that, right? That's gonna be here.
Yeah, that's pretty much kind of the word on the street is that's definitely here. Eager to see if that's gonna be free to play. It kind of meshes well with one of my predictions, if you don't mind me. I think they're gonna kind of lay out a bunch of this kind of. They said they have 20 something live service kind of games in development, and I think Street Fighter could fit in pretty well as a free to play. I don't know if Capcom is totally fine with that happening. It's kind of their flagship thing, Street Fighter. I think they hold that as a $60 product, $70 product. But we'll see. But I think they're gonna have this Last of Us Factions multiplayer that's been in the stew for a long time. I think that's one of these live service kind of one of the things they think is going to hit really well. I think we're going to see whatever this Twisted Metal revamp thing is, this free-to-play thing, Maybe you get Sweet, everyone starts with Sweet Tooth, but man, Axel is $10, or Calypso $20. I don't know, we'll see how that works. And I think there's going to be a lot of Square at this thing as well. And this is my dream, one of my dreamy ones. Bushido Blade, baby, free to play.
Okay.
Give us Bushido Blade, quick matches, in and out, boom boom. Maybe you can really customize your fighter and really pick the type of weapon you want. Make it really deep, like that first game was kind of sneaky deep. I would love to see that. That would be the one I would dive into. I wouldn't really be interested in any of this other kind of live service stuff, but maybe Bushido Blade.
Wow, that's fun. That's a fun pick.
Thank you.
Like that. I guess my pie in the sky here. You mentioned Square. I also think Square might be here pretty hard. Maybe we get our first, maybe a logo or a long-term date. I think we get something Final Fantasy VII Remake Volume 2. let's say. We're going to get something, a picture of a fucking chocobo. I don't know, something. I think we get something. That is now what? That's a 2019 game? Remake?
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah, like, and
Maybe
that
20. Maybe
It's a bigger thing, though.
Is it? I mean, the first one wasn't that big, 40 hours at most, right? Like,
I just mean, as an announcement thing. That's big news. That's a bigger showcase than PlayStation's State of Play.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
I kind of agree with Kayla here. I hope you're right. I really want to see where the direction for that second part, and I think there's going to be a different Final Fantasy there. I think there's a heavy chance that we see. I think this showcase is going to end with Final Fantasy 16.
Okay,
that's the one that they have the partnership, like the kind of co-marketing with, and kind of that it was first announced at a State of Play years ago. So, and Square has come out and said, yeah, we're doing really well. The development is fine with that. Like I think is that supposed to come out this year? Or they haven't really said. I don't know if anyone's
16?
to
committed it.
FF16.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a date for that,
That'd be huge.
Teaser.
That could be just whoever wants to take it, there's a huge opportunity this like holiday season for something. If that's Final Fantasy 16,
right.
If that's God of War, if it's something we're not even thinking of, I don't know. Someone's got an opportunity. I know Hogwarts Legacy is a big one for holiday for you, Kayla, right?
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, do you think we see anything more on that at all? We recently got a pretty deep dive on that one.
We did, and that was a State of Play? Was that a State of Play?
Was that branded a State of Play, the Hogwarts Legacy thing, Mike? It was a PlayStation, right? Yeah, right. I thought so. And they've even since come out with some details of like the PS5 exclusive kind of enhancements of it, how it'll interact with the controller and stuff like that.
I mean, that might be the safest thing for them to do. It has a release date. Hopefully that means it's like ready. We had a really long look at it already, so hopefully that means it's the closest to being like the safest release.
Safest and most dangerous at the same time, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to lean on that Hogwarts thing as like a PlayStation kind of thing, like, come get a PS5 and become a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking about the God of War stuff, like that's got to be they've been doing like they did with the Hogwarts thing with Horizon. They've done just single game State of Plays, and God of War deserves one of those more so than those two, I would think. So
Little Devil Inside even got one, right? Like, wasn't there
I think that was just kind of one of their indie, like they kind of were like, hey, we're going to show a couple smaller stuff here. That's another game. When is that coming out? Like, I want to play that. That game looks really neat, and still no date for it. No, even not a window.
And the last stuff that they've shown on that one looked pretty good, like pretty done. I mean, like they showed multiple areas, all the different mechanics or many mechanics, let's say, of
world and shit like
that. So, like you said, give us a fucking date. Come on.
The rest of mine are kind of real pie in the sky.
Ooh. I think Stray. That one's maybe gonna be here.
Yeah, I guess I think they've already said
game?
that.
The cat Cyberpunk
cool.
game. I think I saw something about a leak, a date leak or something. Like there was merchandise or it got rated in a different country or something like that, to where people were like, okay, this is sooner as opposed to later kind of thing. But we haven't seen much. We had that initial trailer, and that was just cinematic, and I don't think we've seen much else.
And do we know what studio that comes from?
I think it was some indie, right? It wasn't. It was something
Seems
off the wall. Yeah,
Seems pretty solid.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I think that could be here. That could hopefully, yeah. We'll start with
Seems
Stray,
cute.
and in the middle we'll get Little Devil Inside, and then Final Fantasy
big-
16 at the end, right? And then
The stinger is Stray PSVR 2.
oh shit. I mean that
You will vomit as a cat.
People will be into it.
There is some like, you know,
I wish
cat
I could
VR
be a cat.
kind of.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Was that today you were singing that song?
Yesterday.
Okay, yeah. At least it's not Chippendale, you know. You said you had some more pie in the sky. What you got, Mike?
Man, Insomniac's got a lot going on. They got a couple games, but the one besides Spider-Man, I want to see what that Wolverine game is.
Mm.
I want to see how far they can go with it. I want to see what what Wolverine looks like. Who you up against? I'm really interested. That first little teaser trailer had me, got me good. And I want to know what Blue Point is doing.
Mm.
They said they're not doing a remake. They're doing their own thing. They've been sneaky whether it's a sequel to something or Sony's let them kind of develop their own shit, and I haven't done the research on how this all works out, if it's even possible, but if From is stuck with Elden Ring and that whole tsunami of success that they have going on right now, they ain't got time for Bloodborne.
Mm.
So I think Blue Point, they got their chops, taking apart Demon Souls and putting it back together. And I think they could do Bloodborne 2 or some kind of. I would like them to even if it's not Bloodborne, do their own Souls kind of thing.
Would you be okay if we got a Bloodborne like PS5, up-res kind of thing, or like remaster kind of situation?
Good start. It's a good start. Like I don't want that to be the end of it. I don't want that to just be like
all you get.
Yeah, it's been so long. Like
2015, right?
I think you're right. And,
gosh, yeah, that is forever.
From has come out with 3 games since then. I don't think they're getting back to it. Colin Moriarty, who does a PlayStation podcast, recently has said like they did like a ranking of PS4 games with their community, and Bloodborne was on the list, and he says you haven't seen the last of it, and he's got connections, so I don't know if we're going to hear about it here. I don't know when we're going to hear about it, but tell me today. I don't care. Like, just drop it today, tomorrow, anytime. I will want to hear about Bloodborne news.
And I think that's the thing especially with Elden Ring's success and the incredible like fan community Bloodborne has had well before Elden Ring, like from day one basically, and it's only kind of grown. There, you just always hear stories of people like going back for the first time or whatever. Yeah, my friends always told me Bloodborne, but it's hard and whatever else, and then they just get sucked in. And Elden Ring now made From games kind of mainstream in a lot of ways. So I think it's printing money. You put something Bloodborne out there, whether it's Bloodborne 2 or remaster, both. You're printing money, definitely. Let's see everything on my list. I want to see something from Mortal Kombat. I've recently become a Mortal Kombat fan again. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and played the whatever reimagining of Mortal Kombat, and then I played 10 and 11, and really got sucked into that whole world. I like what they're doing there, and I think we need Mortal Kombat 12. When did 11 come out? It's pretty old at this point.
2020.
I think before that even.
Yeah, 19 or 20. It's been a while. NetherRealm, they got something cooking. There's been a lot of weird rumors with Marvel involved or something, or DC doing a DC thing again with maybe versus Mortal Kombat. What do you guys want from a new Mortal Kombat? Do you want a new cast? Do you want a mix? Do you want what do you do with that? They've rebooted it successfully a couple times now. Can they do that again?
I liked the new characters and stuff. I'm trying to think. The weird bug lady was really, really cool, and her whole storyline, and just like how she played and everything else. I'm in fighting games. I'm picking Ken. I'm picking Scorpion most of the time, so I'm boring when it comes to that. But like watching them, seeing the stories unfold and stuff, like I dig that.
The Mortal Kombat stories, they're good because they make you kind of play as every character.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So you do get to experience everybody's kind of play style, and at least 9 was that way. Maybe they changed, but MK9 was like that. You kind of just played through the whole story of those first 3 16-bit games, and
yeah, 10 and 11 were both very much like that as well, where you got, and it forced you in a sense to like, change your playstyle completely and everything else. But it was cool because I am a very boring fighter. Like I'll find, okay, here's someone with projectiles or something, or like a half circle kind of character, and just live on that character no matter what the fighting game is. But like, you got to play with all the different wild styles and everything else in those Mortal Kombat games. So I'd like another one, and if they want to rope in DC in some kind of way, that both those universes are ridiculous. Well, they already have like the DC license in some kind of way because they've done the Injustice games, so that just seems like it would make more sense. And you've got like Marvel versus Capcom, which is already kind of doing its own thing. Hey, I'm all for whatever they want to do. Marvel and Mortal Kombat would be a lot of fun, but maybe Marvel and Capcom does their thing, and DC and Mortal Kombat does its thing, and then you have the crossover event of all 4.
Quadruple.
Yes, I'm into that, and that'll be at the State of Play, is what I'm saying. Though the 4-way battle will be at the State of Play.
NetherRealm's in a weird spot right now because WB is like pretty much saying like, "Hey, we're selling our studios." So I don't know. I don't know when, or if maybe they have something and just don't know. Maybe WB's not letting them show it, or they don't know when to show it. Sorry, Kayla. I think I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I want new characters. Like as far as like where do they go from here? They do a really good job at developing new characters, and like Eric said, kind of taking you through playing them, and you get to see like a lot of the moves that they have obviously are going to play on whatever affliction they have, which is always fun. They're really creative, especially now you get to use a lot of the background scenes in your battles. I enjoyed running through them and think that they can. This is one of those things that I think they can kind of just keep doing. It's not that like story driven where it gets weird. It's already weird.
It's story driven, but they don't care. It's just like the story can go wherever they want it to go.
Yeah.
They care a lot. Like there is so much lore with this series compared to something like Street Fighter, which is older.
True.
But it's wild. It's just like so on. They just do whatever.
Yeah, there's so much with time travel and this and that and gods and all that. I don't know. I know the Combat Kids weren't super well received when 10 came out. That's why kind of 11 was more, hey, here's Sonya, here's the people, like.
Yeah, I don't want a bunch. Like, not like everybody's a new character.
It's got to be a mix. You got to have a mix I think, somehow.
Yeah. So
Shaolin Monks 2 is what we fucking really need. We need no more fighting. We need 3D brawlers to make a comeback.
I'm into it. I thought you were really gonna say the bouncer is coming to the PlayStation Plus. I really thought when you were going through your whole spiel, I thought it was gonna be very bouncer.
I was gonna add like PlayStation 2 stuff, but we could have been here for a long time.
I wonder if they do anything first party. I think we're in line for some kind of Horizon DLC. When the original Horizon came out, we got the Frozen Wilds DLC in that following like winter. I think it was like a spring release and then the following winter. So it would kind of track with that same release schedule if they were able to do something. That Frozen Wilds was cool. It was small enough. It was like a 10-hour experience kind of thing. I think you could probably do more than that. But yeah, I think there's still like they definitely set up minor spoilers for Horizon, I'll say, but they like set up for more. Like it doesn't seem like that world's done, that they're done with Aloy and her story and everything else. So some DLC would be good. Where are you at in Horizon, Mike, by the way?
Not
okay
not, but
cool.
I need to get back into it. I need to dig. It's kind of intimidating me, honestly, like thinking about it.
It's big.
I don't know. Yeah.
Big game.
I definitely want to play it. I think that's a fair prediction because they want to have that game on people's minds. Kind of launched similar to what happened with Horizon 1. Even though Horizon 1 sold incredibly well, it still wasn't in the zeitgeist as well as it should have been because
still had to compete. Yeah.
Yeah, and Elden Ring coming out, right after, and Horizon might have sold 10 million copies, but Elden Ring sold 20. Like it just kind of didn't get to be on the podium where it wanted to be. Yeah, they'll Game of the Year edition or something. Who knows?
It's a good idea. Wrap them in together or something.
Yeah, if they have something that quick, I don't know.
Got anything else? Blow our skirts up?
We've talked about the possibility of them dropping anything about the shows.
Oh, okay.
That would be interesting. Yeah, they're really pushing into. I mean, they've talked about multiple shows. We got a God of War show, Horizon show. Twisted Metal was talked about months ago, if not like a year ago, and they even had like Anthony Mackie was like cast in that one in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they have the Resident Evil too. I know that's like a Netflix joint, but
yeah, they're doing Gran Turismo.
Still comes to mind at least.
Horizon, they've announced.
And we have The Last of Us.
Oh yeah, the HBO Last of Us as well,
which would be a big hammer to drop as well.
You guys watched that trailer, right? Sorry to derail this a bit, but we didn't really get to talk about that Last of Us teaser.
I don't know if I found the one that you were that you found. I was like looking up and I couldn't find. Who posted the one that you watched? Do you know?
I'll post it on the fan page.
Oh man, must have.
And there's some stuff in there. It looks really good. But they kind of change. I don't know if they're going to change how it begins, the epilogue part, or if they're just trying to deepfake fans of the game into thinking that this show's different. Watch it. It's not the same story, Like,
interesting.
So you think what you watched is real?
I hope Walt didn't fucking April Fool's me. I don't know.
It's the Darth Maul thing all over again.
If that came out, I would see it all over the internet.
Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
We'll have to look into it.
Yeah. We gotta start seeing something, or like information's gotta. I know there's still. Did they just wrap production, or they're still wrapping production? I know that they're pretty deep in it. It's got an HBO logo. I see an HBO logo. I believe it. For the audio listeners, Mike just showed his phone with the HBO logo there with the trailer. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned The Last of Us multiplayer earlier. That's a great tie-in. They've talked about a remake of the first game being a thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh.
Which is weird. That game still, I mean, is not that old and really kind of holds up to this day. Especially because it's been remastered as well. Like there's a PS4 version of that game that is perfectly fine. But that's a rumor at least. And the multiplayer aspect, I'm really excited to. I never played the original's Factions game, but I heard really good things. You checked that out originally, Mike?
No, I never. None of the I've heard the Naughty Dog multiplayer stuff has been pretty good, like in the Uncharted's and Last of Us, of course.
Speaking of Uncharted, do we get anything from Uncharted? Do we get a logo even?
We get Tom Holland.
The real Nathan Drake, you mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they could even go that route as another movie. I think the movie did decent.
I think it did well.
It was decent.
Yeah. It was fine. Yeah, the movie was fine, and I think it did what they wanted it to do. Financially, I think it did. Mm-hmm. I think it crossed 100 million or whatever. Yeah. Did well foreign markets too, I think.
Is it Naughty Dog that does something else with Uncharted? Do they give it to someone? Do they?
Oh man,
they better hang on to that. I mean,
the only other studio that would jump out to me to do it would be Insomniac, and they've got 30 games going on right now. So I don't know who they'd give it off to. At least within Sony's staple. I don't know.
Bend is working on something. They're not doing Days Gone. Nothing with that.
Poor game, man.
So maybe they inherited Uncharted. I don't know.
Okay, I'd be fine with that if they get the writing a little bit better. That was some of the dialogue in Days Gone was just real bad, but other than that, it looked good, it played well. Yeah, it was a kind of a boring concept. Oh, another zombie apocalypse game, and the biker aspect of it wasn't great, but it was fun. It was a solid open world game, so I'd like to see that studio get another shot at something. They did good. They did a decent job with what they had.
Another 100% prediction. This just in, a Star Wars game will be
okay.
Something okay. Star Wars will be there, whether it's a remaster or something new or blah blah blah. Star Wars will be said.
Trying to think what that could be. Do we get another Battlefront? Maybe something like that.
Maybe something the Knights of the Old Republic remake, something about that, or
that's
something.
Right. That's a PS5 exclusive, right?
I think that's something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was announced at last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, at a Sony thing, I think. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it. I think you're right there. I think we're getting Final Fantasy 16, Star Wars, something. Little Devil Inside. Man, this is going to be a long 30 minutes. Stray, right. Reverse, everyone's
you can pack
favorite.
A lot into 30. You can get there.
You can.
Yeah, it's not like it's a live show. It's not like they're interacting with audiences or anything. It's just clip after clip after clip.
Yeah.
But with the 5 minutes of crypto stuff, I mean, that really cuts in. It's going to be tough.
Oh, man. Combat point. From NetherRealm.
All right, so let's wrap it up with what we will be most excited for. If this is there, this will really be what jazzes me for the future of Sony. And I kind of mentioned it. Final Fantasy VII Remake Volume 2. Give me something, and I will be very, even just a logo with a summer 2024 or something like that. Whatever. Just God, that's forever. Summer 2023, I think I meant to say, but it'll probably be closer to summer 2024. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's what I want to see. If I don't see anything else aside from that, I'll still be happy. How about you, Kayla?
I'm trying to think. We've talked about so much stuff now. I feel like I've gotten more excited about a lot more other things, and
we'll get none of the stuff we've talked about.
Right. What is realistic? And I want to say now I'm like, hell yeah, they are going to show us a cool ass Last of Us trailer for the show, but I should probably pick like a game. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
I mean, a Last of Us show trailer.
I don't know.
Even it's outside the box, but that would be fucking dope. I'd also be very happy if that's like what they do.
I'm just excited to see like a plethora of stuff, especially with the like PlayStation Plus stuff that Mike brought up. I'm excited to see that more.
I hope that excites me. Yeah, I hope that whatever they do with the Plus is done well.
Yeah, because I'm like, I want to play that. I want to play that. I want to play that.
Yeah, totally. I really want them to go back to the Order 1886. I want an 87 or whatever it's going to be. I want... That first game is really cool. It's not great, but it's fucking awesome. And just like aesthetically and the story and the lore that they had going on with this cool like modern Knights of the Round Table kind of take on these werewolf hunters. And maybe that's what Ben's working on. I don't know. Like
I love that pick.
I would really like to see something from that.
Was that who was that? Santa Monica? Sony Santa Monica?
Ready at Dawn?
Ready at Dawn. Oh, okay. Wow.
R.I.P. to them. I don't think they're around.
Mm-hmm. Ben's taking it over, and we're getting the Order 1887.
Yes.
I like it. It was a good year, 87. I would be born 100 years later, and they knew. That's fun. I like that. I agree wholeheartedly. That game's super underrated. I played it only like for the first time recently, and I love short games. It was a short game, but it built a cool ass world in a short time, and I would play a sequel. So, June is going to be jam-packed with gaming. Hopefully, a lot of it's good. We'll see. First off, June 2nd, we're getting the PlayStation State of Play, and we're definitely getting Final Fantasy 16, The Order 1887, and a good version of Resident Evil Reverse. Those are the big three that we're getting. Lock it in. You heard it here first. This was episode 79 of the Machine of Nonsense. Join us on social media. We've got a Facebook fan group called Monstars, where people post potentially fake trailers for shows that we're really interested in.
I think it's real. It looks...
Hey, it's got the HBO logo. Join us, decipher, let us know if it's real or not. Leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/machine of nonsense. We want to know if the trailer's real. Is it real, folks? And let us know what you're most excited about in this summer of gaming. I was your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla and Mike. We're getting out of here and we're saying goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.